Everything is real. So it's one of those things, and just like I realize, everything what we say, every action is an equal or opposite reaction. If you try to force somebody on something on somebody, they're gonna push you back. You try to take something, people going when it's time for it to get taken, they're gonna take it back from you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're doing supreme equality, if you sharing and you're not imposing your will on somebody, and you sharing it, and also people see it's aligned with how you living out, they be like, Actually, I told them this a couple of times. There's a couple of brothers who are around my physical degree in different ciphers I'm in, and they'll see the ring and they'll be like, yo, my father was that. He brought me to a few parliaments, but then they'll be like, fuck him though. They'll be like, forget him though, because yeah, twice. That happened twice. They'll be like, yo, because he abandoned, like he was around for a little bit and then he just left. So it's what I'm saying. We talk about the unified black family. I'm talking about the father of civilization, the knowledge degree, the father of civilization, and I'm leaving my baby out here with the woman. I'm not taking care of my responsibilities. Of course, then the younger generation will be like, you know what? That's the same thing that the religious people are doing. They saying one thing and doing the opposite. And while judging us for our decisions. You know what I'm saying? So if you come to the people as the people, and the people see that you care, even with that, the 12th letter in the supreme alphabet is love. You know what I mean? If the people see you have that love, and one way I drop love is not just affection or emotions, it's the act of caring for and encouraging the growth and the development of a person, place, or thing. So even when you say something like the father is supposed to further the education, how brothers say that, right? Knowledge and wisdom is what understanding, right? Understanding understood is what equality. So what through me manifesting my knowledge and wisdom is showing the people I care about, distributing that knowledge and wisdom so they could get the understanding. Now they understand where I'm coming from. That's the supreme quality that a father is supposed to manifest to his family as the father of civilization. But if I'm saying all that and I'm not taking care of what I need to, then people, that's gonna repel people more than attract, especially the youth. Because one thing I always say about the youth, they see they say baby's the best part, understands the best part. They see more clearly. Their mind hasn't been as diluted, mixed, and tampered with by the outside world. So I realize too, when you're dealing with children, it goes back to when Allah manifests himself. When you're dealing with younger people, if what you're saying add up, they'll go with it. If what you say don't add up, they'll call bullshit too. They'll say like, if you tell them like, yo, don't do this, and they see you doing it, they'll say, you do that all the time. Right. I've seen parents been in that awkward situation, and a group of people, they tell their child, yo, don't do that. Mom, you do that, Dad, you do that all the time. You see what I'm saying? So, you said what?
I love that. I love using that one.
Yeah.
Cause like a lot of people deal with the like do as I say, not as I do situation. You feel me? And that even brings up like what you were going on earlier, like the idea of attraction and repulsion, and that nobody wants to be around the old and sick. You're saying I know I don't. And like when I was younger, I used to go to like the Kingdom Hall because my grandma was a Jehovah's Witness. So I would go there and like it would just be mad old people. You know what I'm saying? And like in my mind, I'd just be like, yo, like I don't want to be here. It's boring. I can't play my game. Like I can hear all these words I don't understand. And it was kind of just seeing that like, it reminded me of this part in Siddhartha, and it's a book basically talking about like how Buddha came into knowledge of himself. But it's not about like Buddha. It's about someone else who became like a Buddha, but in his own way.
Okay.
I'm saying he actually meets Buddha and they build and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And there was a part like before he got like knowledge of himself and all that, where he was dealing with the like the religion in his environment, and he was seeing all these like old priests, these monks. They doing 60, 40 years of meditation. They fasting every day, they doing all this, but they still here, they still suffer, they still experience all this, that, and the third. So, like, did they really get the answer that they were searching for? You feel me? And I got that same feeling when I was in the Kingdom Hall, in those churches of, are these people still searching? Because if they're still looking, and they've been here longer than me, I'm 6. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't find it, how I'm going to find it? You know what I'm saying? So... We just can't be that. We gotta show and prove that the answer is the here and now. And talking to people who's living mathematics is gonna show you that we're the actual answer. And we manifest it through our ways and actions.
And we the answers for ourselves, but you have to be the answer for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Basically, because even we're not giving something anything they already have. Is you just bringing out what's already within a person, and they have to choose if they're gonna keep following in that path. Or go back to be easily led in the wrong direction, but it's everybody's choice for themselves.
If you can't solve your own problems, you definitely can't solve mine. You know what I'm saying? So don't even try.
Nice piece.
And also, too, to add on to that, is a sense of, with life, there's always going to be trials and tribulations, though. With the science of mathematics, you know that you could always rise above that situation. You don't have to get caught up. And it goes back to confusion. And I remember it's always a Stevie Wonder line. He'd be like, when people, and superstitious, when people believe in things they don't understand, they suffer. So we might have trials and tribulations, but because we see how we got there, we drop, okay, this is the root of this is how I got here, this is how I'm going to get out. There's still, we don't have to suffer as much as we would. And we could make more progress of getting ourselves out of whatever that position or that particular trials and tribulations may be. Instead of just falling a victim and just never rising above.
Well, God, yeah, I anticipate this class, adding on with y'all. This is what's needed. You know what I'm saying, with the school. And yeah, the young need to get in the front. But like I said, don't be discouraged by the old, because the old will come around. The old and sick. The old and sick will come around, and they will kind of because.
What we doing? We taking a long way back. What we doing?
Now we close up. I was just really congratulating them on the class, and that it's needed. But I wanted to also give them the words of understanding that say nobody they going off of the build up. Nobody wants to be around the young and don't want to be around the old and the sick. But the old and the sick are gonna come around you.
All right, so wait, I want to just for clarity. Let me just say, I have nothing against older people or sick people. You know what I mean? I want to say just for clarity, because the acknowledgement of one thing is not, to me, is not the absence of the other thing. I'm just saying that we need younger people around. However, the old need the young and the young need the old. We're supposed to unite the seeds, the darkest and the lightest, the man and the woman and the child, the different generations. We're supposed to all come together for one common cause. So I'm not striving to say that. I'm trying to say there's a certain demographic here and there's another demographic that's needed, and we both could learn and build and add on with each other.
Okay, peace.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what I'm saying, because just add on, I'm older, but and you're younger.
Yeah, and they younger than me.
Right, but you're not the baby. That's not the babies.
You're got hair on face.
You got hair on your face. You know what I'm saying? So you older than but like connecting the generations, we was building on, I got some knowledge and wisdom for you. I know you got some knowledge and wisdom for me, right? And then there's attract the even younger, right? Because you and your understanding cipher, you and your wisdom ciphers, right? Wisdom ciphers. You and your wisdom ciphers too, right? So connecting those generations, and be able to connect with you will help connect to the even younger
generation.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know as the older I get, the more of a distance from the the babies, he's ancient. I had for me, when I had my old earth and I had my grandma earth. When they both returned, I asked my son. I said, "Who you relate to? Who did you relate to more?" He said, his grandmother. And I was like, damn, me, I was like, no, I was my grandmother. my grandma, she was doing. And I remember the girl was like, nah, because Nana was more older, and it was a lot more of a distance. And so justice, it's like, but if we start connecting everything together, you start seeing the thread of how everything
you see, the time is now, and we see how the so-called past, present, and future is all related, is manifested now, and what we need to do to build as a unit moving forward. If we're all on the same page and striving to advocate for the same common cause, we should just building and adding on for us as a nation and to our communities and just on a global level.
True indeed. And I wanted to take that to the knowledge degree in 1 of 14. Why isn't the devil still in the best part of planet Earth? And just being that, the old need the young, and the old need the young, and the young need the old, but also the old needs the old, and the young need the young.
Actual fact.
You know what I'm saying? So until we're able to bring all generations together, that's when we'll experience the true peace and see the true best part that we made for ourselves. what I'm saying? We put that on the worst part by just removing it. You know what I'm saying? Now there's no separation. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's here. We all building. We all adding on. We all know the laws of God.
Peace, God. Peace. Well said. Well said.
Good things coming.
And I want to say too, just getting back to some of the core of the teachings of black, brown, and yellow. Like I said, the darkest of the black, the lightest of the yellow, the man, woman, and child, and being able to embody that. So if going to a parliament, you see man, woman, and child, not just in the things that we're manifesting and teaching, but seeing the living representation of it. You see it, and also dealing equal with your brother, because I always say, certain things I'll be going through or certain trials and tribulation, I'll call Almighty and Wise. Like, yo, how y'all see this? What should I do? Right? You know what I mean? And there's certain things God, let's say they said, oh, they going through a situation. I'm like, oh, I've been through that. Let me, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's supreme equality with your brother. You know, there's no hierarchy. It's supreme equality with your brother. And everybody, a cipher is only as strong as its weakest link. So if we all hold each other accountable and responsible, and we all striving for one common cause, there's no reason we shouldn't be built to born whatever determined ideas that we have striving to put into fruition.
Right, you feel me? And like with every great change, there's gonna be the pieces that made it happen, right? Like the competition that led towards that change. And sometimes you're gonna lose some pieces. You feel me? You might lose some ingredients. You might be making a cake. You might spill some water. You know what I'm saying? You might drop some flour on the floor. But at the end of the day, that cake was still made. So you might lose people along the way. However, as long as the ship is still going and someone's still piloting the ship, and it'll still be riding exactly.
Actual facts. I want to give an example. There was a brother I was teaching, my first student. He was telling me that he was trying to get a job. So I'm like, all right, this is how we gonna do. I'm more of like, all right, this is how we gonna do this. I'm gonna send you some applications. I'm gonna talk to some people. I brought him to Al-Jamar. Al-Jamar first thing, you working, brother? He said no. Al-Jamar got on him. Like, you talk about you the original man, you don't got a job. You know what I mean? You got a woman? How you like, you know what I mean? Just put it in. And I'm like, damn, God, he just met you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
The next time we met the brother, it was something happened up at the school. And they got up here before me, Al-Jamar and the brother I was teaching. And then Al-Jamar came to me smiling. It was like, go talk to your man. So I went and spoke to him. He got a job. But what he did is, instead of just applying for stuff, he went, it inspired him so much to go in his neighborhood and just go door to door. Like, yo, who, you know, and that made me learn something in that moment. Seeing how Al-Jamar, sometimes it goes to wisdom and cipher degree in the 136, a little over 17 million. When you have the knowledge of God, sometimes you have to give certain people little by little, and sometimes with certain people you have to be over the top for them to get the point, and that wisdom be added onto the cipher. So
some people are more qualified than others for a particular situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I may be more qualified to build with you, and you may be more qualified to draw them up. You see what I'm saying? Like, and this is why we come together as a nation.
Actual facts. So
you must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.